Explaining the history of Halloween. Around 2,500 years ago, the Celts would arrive in the British Isles. They would celebrate a holiday known as Samhain, which celebrated the end of the harvest season. This was also around the time at the end of the Celtic New Year, which was considered a time between years in which the spirits would walk the land. During Samhain, villagers would gather around a large bonfire to banish the spirits from the land of the earth, to make sure that they would not interact with the living. Samhain would continue for quite a long time. However, as the Catholic Church began to gain influence within Europe, it began to look down upon pagan rituals such as Samhain. In the 7th century CE, the Catholic Church would begin merging Samhain with a church-regulated holiday. It would then become known as All Saints' Day and would be celebrated on November 1st for martyrs and the deceased faithful. Back then, All Saints' Day was known as Hallowmas. Hallow roughly translated to saintly, meaning that Hallowmas meant Mass of the Saints. All Hallows' Eve preceded Hallowmas on October 31st, and eventually these two would fuse to create Halloween, celebrated on October 31st. During the mid-19th century, Irish immigrants would flee to the United States during the Great Potato Famine. With these Irish immigrants came their customs, such as Halloween. The Irish would bring over customs, such as, during Halloween, or the night before, taking gates off of people's houses, being lighthearted pranks. The people that did this would wear masks to conceal their identities. However, over the years, these lighthearted pranks would turn from pranks to outright vandalism and arson, and in some states in the United States, the night before Halloween would become known as the Devil's Night. People, fearing that their houses or stores would be vandalized or even burned down, would begin bribing these children by giving them candy. This would happen constantly for multiple years until, in the late 1930s, the word trick-or-treat would finally be coined in a newspaper. Halloween would spread around the world like wildfire, and today, it is one of the largest celebrated holidays in the world. In conclusion, the history of Halloween is an interesting one, with it starting with the Celts being influenced by the Catholic Church, being spread to the United States due to a famine, going through a period of terror where arson and vandalism reigned, and then finally ending up with what it is today. Thank you for watching this video on the history of Halloween.